Right, so welcome to our Wednesday evening flow and reflect class. So we're going to start seated. So you can sit on something if you find it useful to elevate the pelvis. You could have a little rock backwards and forwards, side to side. Roll the shoulders. And really anything that just allows you to then settle into a space of stillness. So you might have the palms facing up on the legs, or you might have them down. So see which would be better. And then take a long deep breath in and feel that that breath lifts the spine, lifts you up a little bit higher and longer. And then as you exhale, draw the belly in, soften the shoulders and sink back down into the base. So you could do that a couple of times. Long inhale. And then exhaling, settling. And also allow your breath to settle too. So no need to control, but just keep a little watch. Be a little bit curious about the breath. The way it moves in and out of your body. The feel of the air as it enters your nose. The feel of the air as it leaves your nose or maybe your mouth. And noticing how your chest rises and falls just as you breathe. And how your belly expands and contracts. Perhaps noticing how so many parts of your body come together to breathe. Your breath so complex yet so simple. Just resting in that gentle ebb and flow of the breath. And remember, if thoughts come, just acknowledge them. Give them a little smile, a little wave, and then come back to just watching the ebb and flow of the breath. And perhaps noticing that your breath breathes all on its own, all day long, without you needing to do anything. That you are being breathed. And with each breath, you are offered the gift of life. Having that felt sense of gratitude for your breath, for your life force. Your breath providing oxygen, nutrients for your body, so that you can walk and move and eat and hear and taste and smell and live this one precious life. Relaxing across your eyes, space between eyebrows, across your cheeks, your jaw, your mouth. Releasing your shoulders, your belly, your legs. And letting your body be here as it is. And having a felt sense of gratitude for your body. How it helps you in life. Your vehicle for life. So this week we've been turning our attention to gratitude and how we can begin to strengthen the neural pathways that help us to feel happiness and joy and contentment, really regardless of life situation and circumstances, but that we can actually cultivate and strengthen this muscle, this gratitude muscle, so that we can be aware of all the good in our life. We'll explore this a little bit more, but on a physical level we've been working with heart openers, chest openers and belly openers. So a little bit of back bending if that's right for you today, and I'll give you options as we move through. And remember that this is a flowing class, but be aware of your energy levels and where you want to take your practice today. So in the UK at least, it's been very warm and humid. It's quite muggy, so if you're feeling that at the moment, just take it a bit slower and leave out some vinyasas if you need to. Don't feel you've got to do them all. So when you're ready, take another nice long deep breath in. Feel that little lift again through the crown of the head, through the chest. And as you exhale, draw the belly in. And then bring the hands to the hips with the thumbs facing forward and have a kind of pressing down. And then bring the thumbs into the armpits and have a kind of lifting up. So when we work with back bends or front openers, as we might want to call them, we want to stretch into the front of the body. We want to create length. So we'll do this a few times until we really feel like we've created that length. And we don't want any pinching in the lower back. So if we feel that at any point, we come out and we keep that kind of more neutral, connected pelvis. But it's this kind of lift and lengthening that we want to create. And then on your next breath in, reach the hands out to the side and all the way up to the top. You might take the gaze to the thumbs. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down into the heart space. Take an inhale, bring the hands out to the side, all the way up. And exhale. Hands into the heart. Take an inhale, reaching the hands out and up. Noticing how shoulders are, how the body is as you begin to move. Take an inhale, reach the hands up. And as you exhale, we're going to draw down into cactus arms, so bringing the elbows in line with the shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another. At this point, keep the belly connected, no back bending. Take another inhale, reach the hands up to the top. You might gaze to the thumbs. And then as you exhale, come back into your cactus arms. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another. So almost like you're drawing the elbows backwards. Inhale to reach up. And exhale. Inhaling up. And exhale, cactus arms. Take another inhale there. And it's at this point we create a bit more of a lift and a length through the front of the body, maybe drop back a little. But as ever, you can keep connected through the belly and stay upright at this point if this isn't going to be right for you. Take another inhale, come back to the center if you're back bending, and then exhale, release the hands behind, interlace the fingers. Take an inhale, draw the shoulder blades together, opening through the front of the chest. Exhaling, drawing the hands maybe down or away from the body. Take another inhale, and as you inhale, create that lift and that length, stretching across the front of the body. Maybe as you exhale, dropping back into a little back bend or staying upright. So you're going to have these options throughout the class, so really listen into what your body is telling you. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, release the hands and bring them forward. Interlace the fingers again, palms facing towards you. Reach forward, round through the spine, chin towards the chest. So you're rounding, stretching through the back of the body, opening the shoulders. Nice deep breaths. And then on your next breath in, reach the hands up to the top. Press the palms away, but draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, a little fold over towards the right side. But keep that left hip grounded into the mat. So it might just be a little side stretch. Take an inhale, come back to the center. And exhale over to the other side. Take your time, breathe through this. Inhale, center. Keep the belly connected so that you can feel this along the side. It's really a lateral stretch as you go over to that right side. Inhale to the center. And then exhale over to the left. Inhaling back up. Bringing the palms together. Exhale to bring them down into the heart space. Swap over the legs. So bringing the opposite ankle in front. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, bring the right hand down and reach through the left fingertips. So now that side stretch might get a little bit deeper. But again, just be aware that left hip might raise. Try and draw it down and try and draw this left shoulder back a little bit as well. So you're really opening through the armpit, the side of the body, perhaps bending into that right arm a little. Take an inhale to come back up, and then over to the other side. Folding on that side, same thing there, drawing back through the shoulder, sink down through the hip, flow through that. Inhale, and exhale. You know you're there for only a moment, you might go quite deep. Inhale, exhale. Do that one more time, either side. With your breath, allowing it to guide you. Having that appreciation for your breath, for your practice. The next time you inhale, bring the arms up to the top. And exhale into your cactus arms, drawing the elbows towards one another. Not the elbows, the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale. And exhale. Pausing there with the hands. Take an inhale. Find that lift up through the crown of the head. Opening up. Maybe as you exhale, there's a little dropping back. And then the elbows could drop back. Shoulders drop back. Take an inhale. Come back to the center. Exhale, the hands behind. Inhale, shoulder blades together. Exhale, draw the hands down or away from the body. Take another inhale. And maybe as you exhale, that becomes a little back bend and a bit more of an opener into the front of the body. Really, that's what we're looking for. Take an inhale to the center. And then exhale, release the hands forward, interlace, palms facing towards you. And tuck the chin towards the chest. So that rounding through the spine. Breathe there. A couple of breaths. Take another inhale. Straighten back up. Release the hands. And release over the legs. Come into your tabletop. Hips over knees. Shoulders over wrists. Couple of rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, press into the hands, gaze up. And then as you exhale, draw the belly in, rounding through the spine. Take an inhale to gaze up. And exhaling. Sitting back towards child's pose. Tuck the toes, and then into your down dog. Hip distance between the feet, have a little walk out through the legs, spread the toes. Try to do that walking out with the breath. Spread the hands, spread the fingertips. Try to have basically equal weight across the hands and across the feet. So really, sometimes you feel like you really need to pour the weight back into the legs so you haven't got the weight coming forward. Take an inhale and come forward into your plank. So now the weight coming forward, shoulders over wrists. Draw the belly in, but press through the heels so that you engage the legs as well. As ever, if you need to drop the knees at any point, you always have that option. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, bring the knees, the chest and the chin down. Come onto belly. Make sure the hands are under the shoulders. Press into the tops of the feet. Inhale into your cobra. Keep the elbows drawing into the body. And then as you exhale, soften back down. So we do that a couple of times. Inhale to lift. And exhale to soften down. Make sure the tops of the feet are pressing in. Inhale. And exhale. Tuck the toes. Push back towards your child's pose. And then into your down dog. Take an inhale in your down dog. Lift the right leg. But press through the heel and turn the toes to the midline of the body. So keep the legs straight. Have a conscious kind of aware into the hands and the wrists. So try to make sure that you've got equal weight between both hands. Even though you've kind of lifted that leg, you've changed the balance. Press back through the left heel a little. Lift the pelvis. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring that right foot forward. You can always drop that right foot down to bring it forward. And then bring the left knee down. So right knee over ankle. So make sure you've got that nice stacking. Take an inhale to reach the hands up. And as you exhale, connect in through the belly. Take another inhale, reach up through the fingertips. And then as you exhale, bring the hands into cactus arms. Drawing the shoulder blades together as you do that. Take an inhale to reach the hands back up. And exhale down, so almost like a pulling down with the hands, really connecting in through the biceps. Inhale to reach. Exhaling cactus arms. Take another breath there. And maybe as you exhale, you slightly open into the front of the body a little bit more, maybe feeling it all the way from that left thigh up to the upper chest. Take an inhale to come back to the center. As you exhale, release the hands behind. Interlace, you might change the finger grip, so the opposite little finger is outside. Inhale. And as you exhale, you might sink back into that, so creating that heart opener, belly opener into the pelvis. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, release the hands. Do that interlace in front, palms facing towards you. Inhale, reach forward, draw the chin to the chest. Breathe there. Inhale, breathing into the back of the body. And as you exhale, release the hands on the inside of the leg. So the shoulders stacking over the wrists. The right knee is still over the ankle, but you might bring the foot, the right foot, slightly out to the side a little. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, a little bend into the elbows. You kind of maybe just see where you can go into that, a little lizard dip. Inhale back up. And exhale, softening into that. One more inhale. And exhale. Taking your time. Inhale. And then we'll step back, move through a vinyasa, or if you want to skip some of those vinyasas, go to your child's pose or your down dog. So you remember you've always got that option. So the gratitude muscle we've been saying this week is just like any other that needs to be worked. We need to have that expression of gratitude, not only to others but also to ourselves, to induce those kind of positive emotions that have been shown to be released when we feel grateful, when we feel glad. And some of the research is even showing that it's like a natural antidepressant. It produces the same hormones, the release of the same hormones, and it produces the kind of lighting up in the brain, the same areas of the brain, as if we were taking medication. So that's pretty powerful. And there's been many studies that have now been showing this. So it's not just kind of just a one-off random study. So it's been really interesting to read more around this and just how profound the practice of gratitude can be on our lives. So when you're ready, come to your down dog. Take an inhale to raise the left leg, press through the heel. Leg stays straight, turn the toes to the midline, be aware of the weight in the hands and the wrists. Try and balance it out a little, and you might press the right heel towards the mat a little. Lift the pelvis, so create a little bit more length in the back of the body. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, sweep that foot forward. Right knee comes down, left knee over ankle. So make sure you create that stacking, and then inhale to your lunge on this side. Take a moment to exhale, draw in, lengthen tailbone, so that will help you with your back bending as well. Connect in through the left thigh, inhale, and then as you exhale into your cactus arms, draw the shoulder blades towards one another. Inhale to reach up with the hands, straighten the arms. Exhale, cactus arms, just like that, drawing down. You might even make fists with the hands if that feels useful. Inhale. And exhale. Take your time. Take an inhale there. And maybe draw the belly in if there's no back bending for you today. Or open up through the chest and just see where you can drop back into that. Opening up from the thigh, the right thigh, all the way up into the upper chest. Take an inhale to come back to the center. Exhale to release the hands behind. Inhale, shoulder blades draw together. And maybe exhale, you begin to drop into that again. But as ever, you can stay connected. No back bending is absolutely fine as well. You still get a lovely opener into the chest. Take an inhale, come back up to the center if you're back bending. Release the hands forward. Take an inhale. And exhale, drawing the chin towards the chest, rounding through the spine. Keeping the hands about shoulder height. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale, release the hands on the inside of that leg. Move the left foot slightly out to the side, so you've got a little bit more room for the shoulders, basically. Shoulders are over the wrists. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, sinking down into that. So the elbows are moving towards the body rather than out to the side. Inhale to lift back up. It doesn't need to be much of a dip. Exhale, soften in. Try not to allow that left knee to drop out to the side, so keep the knee hugging in towards the shoulder. Back up to the top one more time. Exhale to dip down. Inhaling up. And as ever, exhale, step back. Child's pose, down dog, or your vinyasa. So choose which would be right as we move through. And really give the body, like, honor what the body is asking for, what it needs, rather than, maybe what you normally do. So we tend to focus more on the stresses and obstacles and difficulties in life because of this negativity bias within the brain. A lot of this stuff seems to come back to this negativity bias that we're trying to kind of balance out. And really, when you think about it, it's because the obstacles in life, they demand some action. They demand us to kind of do something about it so that we can get back to kind of a peaceful flow in life. But on the flip side of that, we can forget to attend or be aware of the things that are going really well for us. They can just pass us by. even though they're right there in front of us. And that's because of this negativity bias in the brain. So basically, practicing gratitude is one of the best ways to remind ourselves of the things that do make us happy. So when you're ready, come to your down dog if you're not there already. Gaze forward, take an inhale to step or maybe hop the feet to the top of the mat. Bring the hands onto the ankles or the shins so that you find a flat back. You gaze forward, draw the shoulders away from the head. And as you exhale, fold in over the legs. So we'll do that a couple of times. Really think about drawing shoulder blades away from the head and a flat back. Inhale. And as you exhale, draw the belly in and draw yourself over the legs. You might even take the hands to the backs of the legs as you draw in. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And then bend through the knees a little, gaze forward, take an inhale to reach the arms forward and then all the way up to the top. And exhale to bring the hands into prayer at the heart space and just pause there for a moment. Bring to mind something that you feel grateful for in this moment at this time. Maybe it's a person, an experience, something that happened. Maybe it's a thing, an object. And when you have it there, just consider why you feel grateful for that person or thing or experience. And think about how it makes you feel. What emotions are there when you consider this thankfulness, this gladness around this person or thing or experience? Let it drop in, let it settle. And then when you're ready, take an inhale, reach the hands back up to the top. And as you exhale, fold all the way back through. A little bend into the knees as you release the hands, release the head. Take an inhale to gaze forward, find your half lift. And as you exhale, step back with the left leg and then the right leg. So you're either into your plank or you've always got the option of dropping the knees straight away. So if being in plank for any amount of time isn't going to work for shoulders or anywhere else, just don't do it. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, knees, chest, chin, or even chaturanga, one straight line if you're ready for that. Take an inhale for your cobra, making sure hands under the shoulders. And then exhale, travel back through your child's pose and into your down dog. Take an inhale to lift the pelvis in your down dog, so you're finding that length. Push into the hands a little bit more. And then as you exhale, draw the belly in and sink the weight down into the heels, into the legs. Gaze forward, take an inhale to step left leg and then the right leg. Take an inhale, gaze forward, find that half lift. And exhale, fold in over the legs. Press through the feet, gaze forward, take an inhale to come all the way back up to stand, reach up through the hands. And exhale to bring the hands into prayer. Pause, take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhale to reach the hands up. And exhale again, folding all the way through. Make sure you bend into the knees so that you can keep the back long and you can keep everything protected. Take an inhale to gaze forward for your half lift. And then plant the hands down, right leg, left leg, back to your plank. Pressing back through the heels if you're in your plank for a moment. So remember the weight going back rather than just all of it being onto the hands. Take another inhale. And then your way to come down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale for your cobra. As you move through more of these cobras might start to get a little bit bigger, more of an opening into the chest, into the belly. And then as you exhale, travel back through your child's pose and into your down dog. Take an inhale in your down dog, lift the pelvis. And exhale, soften into that. From your down dog, take an inhale, lift the right leg. And as you exhale, we're going to sweep that foot forward. Going to come into a high lunge if that feels good for you today, but equally you could just go back to your low lunge. Just make sure the right knee is over the ankle. Take an inhale to reach the hands up. Set that up so that the tailbone is long. The pelvis is fairly neutral position. The belly is drawing in, connecting into the right thigh. If it helps to bend the left knee a little to find that neutral space in the pelvis, then send the left heel back. That certainly helps me. Reach the hands up on the inhale. And then as you exhale, your cactus arms. Inhale to reach up. And exhale, cactus arms. Inhale. And exhale. Take another inhale, so find that lift through the crown of the head. Maybe as you exhale, you begin to open up through the chest and drop back. So that little back bending, opening up from the left thigh all the way up to the chest. Inhale to come back to the center. Exhale to release the hands behind. Same sequence here. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades together, and maybe exhale to begin to drop back. But remember, anything going on in your lower back that just doesn't feel right, just do that drawing in through the belly when we back bend. Take an inhale to come back to the center. Release the hands as you exhale to come forward. Draw the chin towards the chest, round through the spine. Take an inhale to reach the hands all the way up to the top. And then as you exhale this time, we'll bring the right hand to the lower back. Take an inhale, reach the left hand up and feel that lift through the spine. And then as you exhale, we'll bring that left hand down onto the mat on the inside of that leg. Take an inhale, press into that left hand and maybe lift that right hand up to the top. Remember, you can drop the knee, the left knee, at any point that makes sense for you. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, bring that right hand over the top of the head. Keep the arms straight and strong. And then sweep the fingertips along the mat. Inhale to bring the hands up. The right hand up, just one hand. Exhale over the top. Sweep the fingertips along the mat. So we're just circling through the shoulder, but really mindfully with the breath. Inhale, hand up. Exhaling over the top. One more. Inhale to the top. And then exhale the next time the hand comes down to the mat. Step back. Move through your vinyasa. Or just sit in your child's pose. Be in your down dog. Pause if you need to. So we've been exploring many ways that we can begin to bring gratitude into everyday life. One of the kind of more traditional ones is to have a journal, to have something that you write beside your bed just before you go asleep. And research has shown that this can help with sleep. This can help us sleep longer and better and deeper over time. It's a really useful one, but it's worth remembering to go slightly deeper. If you do decide to do this one, or you're maybe already doing it, think about this, just one or two things. It doesn't even have to be a lot. Just something you feel glad about, why you feel glad about it, and how it makes you feel. So it just starts to build on our emotional awareness and what is happening in our world. So when you're ready, come back to your down dog if you're not there already. Take an inhale, left leg lifts. Press through the heel, check the weight between the hands, keep it equal, and as you exhale, bring that left foot forward. So again, we'll come back to our lunge, whether it's a high lunge or a low lunge. Choose which is right for your body. Connect in through the left thigh. If you're in high lunge, see if bending the right knee helps to get that neutral pelvis long lower back, long tailbone, and then send the heel back. Reach the hands up a little bit more in the inhale, and then as you exhale, your cactus arms. Take your time with that, not rushing. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale. And exhale. Take another breath there. And as you exhale, maybe that front opening, back bend, releasing into that opening through the right thigh, right side of the pelvis, all the way up. Take an inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, release the hands behind. Remember to just change the interlace, whenever you can kind of remember to do it. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades together, and maybe exhale to sink into that a little. But equally, you can stay connected through the belly and just draw shoulder blades together. Take an inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, release the hands forward. Inhale, reach through the hands, draw the chin towards the chest. Take an inhale to reach the hands up to the top. And as you exhale, bring the left hand to the lower back, giving it a little bit of support. Inhale to reach the right hand up. And then as you exhale, maybe there's a little bit more back bending through there, but no issues in the lower back. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, that right hand coming all the way down to the mat. Press into the right hand, lifting left. Remember, you can bring that right knee down at any point that you need to. Take an inhale, reach up through the left fingertips. And then as you exhale, bring the hand over the head and sweep the fingertips along the mat. Try to make sure that that left hip doesn't come out to the side too much. Draw it in. Exhale the hand overhead. Take your time. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Release the hand down. Step back as ever, your choice, vinyasa. Or just pausing. Choose what you need. So if a journal isn't going to work for you, just feels like something else to be done, a gratitude jar. This is a lovely one, maybe slightly easier. A jar in the center of the house where everyone just writes down what they feel glad about. And it's often the little things, there's that saying, enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. So you're not talking about the big promotion or the new car or the holiday. Those things kind of give momentary happiness, but it's those little things that happen in life that bring us that joy and that warmth and that connection with people. So maybe that could be one that you incorporate into everyday life. So coming back to your down dog when you're ready. Gazing forward, take an inhale to step or maybe hop the feet to the top of the mat. Bringing the hands onto the shins, gaze forward. And exhale, folding in over the legs. Press through the feet, take an inhale to reach all the way up. And exhale to release the hands behind and bring the palms onto the lower back. Take an inhale to lift up through the crown of the head, draw the elbows towards one another. Draw the belly in if you're not back bending and you want to just stay more connected. Or as you exhale, you could just soften into the hands, but keep the upper chest lifting, because that will give you the length across the front of the body. Take another inhale. Exhale, come back to the center, release the hands behind, interlace. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, fold forward. So a little bend into the knees And then the head and chest coming all the way down, but maybe now the hands come over the back a little, squeezing into the shoulders a little. A little bit of weight into the toes, perhaps. Let go of the head. Nice deep breaths. And then on your next breath in, release the hands so that you come into your half lift. Maybe the hands are onto the shins, gaze forward. And then as you exhale, plant the hands down, stepping back both legs or a little jump back. Take an inhale and exhale your knees, chest, chin if you're vinyasa-ing. Or you can just come to your down dog. Lovely. And then from our down dog, we'll take an inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, sweep right foot forward. Drop the left heel down. Take an inhale to come into your warrior one. And exhale, draw the belly in. Sink down into that right leg. Take an inhale there. And then as you exhale, open it out to warrior two. So if you need to widen the legs a little, then make sure you do that. Sinking down so that the knee is over the ankle, but not over the toes. Reach through the fingertips, palms facing down now, and soften through the shoulders. Take an inhale. And exhale, just see if you can sink a tiny bit lower. Take an inhale to keep the bend in the knee, but bring the hands up to the top. And as you exhale, bring the left hand to the shoulder blades, and either take the right hand to the elbow and draw it in, or you could sweep that right hand round to maybe take hold of the fingertips. But if that feels like too awkward, maybe even pain, don't do it, and just take the elbow for a couple of breaths. Each time you exhale, draw in through the belly a little. And maybe just sink into that right leg a little bit more. So feel the feet really grounding and pressing into the earth. And then on your next breath in, reach the hands up. Exhale to your warrior two. Again, stay there with that right leg. Inhale and exhale, reverse. So you're bringing that right hand up to the top. Opening up through the right side. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, come all the way back through and bring the forearm onto the knee and reach the left hand over the top. So your side angle, keeping that left foot pressed down into the mat. And then we'll flow through that. So you're inhaling, coming back to your warrior two. Exhale to reverse, reach the right hand up. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. With your breath, one more time. Inhale. Exhale, right hand lifts, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. And exhaling over the top. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, releasing the hands down. Stepping back, we're going to go into a side plank, but you can do a modified version by bringing the right knee down onto the mat and then lengthening that left leg, bringing the left hand up. If you're doing the full version, then you're on the sides of the feet, the shoulder, over the wrists, over the wrist even. But wherever you are, it's like a little bit of a lift up through the left hip, the left side. Take an inhale. Gaze up to the left fingertips if it's okay for the neck. And then as you exhale, bring the hand over the head. So it becomes a bit more of a side stretch. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, release the hand down. And if you want to move through a vinyasa, then please do. Or just go back into your child's pose and rest for a few breaths. And we'll do all of that on the other side. So another way that we can really explore gratitude in our life is to look at a meal that we're eating, or even think about a meal that we've had today, and really mindfully think about all the components and everything that would have been involved to bring it to your plate and to your belly. And it's really quite powerful when you really look at it. So you can think about the sunshine and the rain to grow the things that you're eating. And think about the people who looked after the food, who grew it from seed, who harvested it, who got it to the shops, who packaged it, and even the vehicles that got it there. Who made those vehicles? And it, you know, the list just kind of goes on. And that can be a really powerful practice of gratitude. So maybe one that you could do the next time that you have a meal. So from your down dog, take an inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale to sweep forward. Right foot comes down. Inhale to your warrior one. Pause for a moment, set that up, belly drawing in, sinking down in that left leg. Heel, right heel pressing down into the mat. Take an inhale to reach up through the fingertips. And then as you exhale, open it out to your warrior two. Might adjust the legs if you feel you could go a little bit wider, but the knee is still over the ankle. You're drawing that left hip in a little. You're opening it through the front of the pelvis, palms facing down. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, reverse and bring that left hand up to the top. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, come forward, warrior two. And then elbow down, reach that right hand over the top. Flow through that. We do 2 rounds. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. So it's quite a strong movement. Inhale, warrior two. But just see if you can create a little bit of softness. Softness through the face, through the shoulder. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back to your warrior two. There was something I forgot. I don't know if anybody noticed. Reach the hands up. Exhale the right hand to the shoulder blade. Take hold of the elbow or sweep the hands behind so you can take hold of the fingertips. Keep drawing in through the belly. Keep connecting down through the feet, particularly the outside of that right foot. So a lot of the weight coming forward, but really connecting in. Breathing. And then take an inhale, reach the hands up. And then exhale, release all the way over. So we'll step back to plank. Go to side plank. Modified side plank, drop the left knee, lengthen the right leg, press into the left hand, reach the right hand up. And if you're in the full one, you're stacking the feet, but wherever you are, lifting the right hip. Lovely. Take another inhale. And maybe as you exhale, bringing the right hand over the head, further stretching through the side body. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, release. Move through a vinyasa or just rest. Be where you need to with your body. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale and come up onto the tabletop and then onto the knees. So if you feel you need to pad out the knees, then make sure you do that. We're going to start to move into camel and just see where we go with it. You know, it's going to be different for everybody. So, but we'll use lots and lots of layers. So the knees direct over the hips, the hands are coming to the lower back, and the fingertips are pointing down. So we're using all of the same things. So drawing the shoulder blades towards one another, opening up through the front of the chest. Don't do any back bending just yet. Really engage the thighs. So the more you can engage the thighs, feel as if you're pushing the thighs forward, you hopefully would feel then a lengthening through the tailbone. And take a few breaths so that that inhale gives you length, gives you that lift, that opening through the front of the body. And then as you exhale, it's like a softening into the hand, but it's not a dropping back. Don't drop back. Inhale to lift. So basically, each time you do that inhale, you're lifting off of any pinching in the lower back. Press the thighs forward. That's really, really helpful to keep that connection. Inhale. So really just using the breath. Exhaling, softening into that. And for some of you, you might feel that you can drop back and take the heels, but don't just kind of flop into that. Keep this connected. And for some people, tucking the toes, I know is helpful. So if you find that useful, then you can use that as well. But basically, what you'd want to see is that the thighs don't move. They are rock solid, and they stay there as you further open the chest and allow yourself to release into that. And then maybe the hands come to the heels. There's no issues in the lower back, and the thighs are pressing forward. So imagine maybe even that somebody had a belt around the pelvis, around the buttocks, and was lifting you forward. That's that kind of energetic lift that you want to create. Or you might just stay here with the hands on the lower back. And that's a really great way of working into this. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly come back up. Release the hands. Sit back towards your child's pose. You might release the hands beside the body. If that feels good, just to release the shoulders as well. And just let that back bend release. And just notice how it feels to open the front of the body in a physical sense. To be open, to perhaps be a little bit vulnerable. And one of the practices that we can do is sending a gratitude letter, or even having a gratitude visit, if that's allowed, social distancing. And this can have a really profound effect, according to research, about how we feel, how content we feel, and how we connect with other people. So it'll be about somebody who's had a big impact on your life, maybe recently or in the past, and then saying thank you, thanking them for what they did, why it was so powerful, how it made you feel, and how grateful you feel. So not only will you get the benefit of expressing that gratitude, but that friend or that family member will also feel that. So it's really a wonderful way to connect with someone on a much deeper level. But it can also make us open and vulnerable, maybe the way that these poses do. So as ever, you'd consider the things that would make sense to bring into your life. Take another inhale, bring the arms forward, all the way back to your tabletop. And we'll release the legs round and come to sit. Release the pelvis. We'll move into a twist. So inhale, bending the right leg. Bring the foot up and over the left. Keeping that left leg long if that's best for your body, or bringing the heel up towards the hip, whichever works for you. And then drawing that knee in so that it begins to come over towards the shoulder, and drawing the belly over to the right. I like to use the hand, and it just moves everything out of the way, and I feel I can go deeper. You could inhale and reach the right hand up, and then exhale to bring it behind. You could just stay with a little bit of a hug, drawing that knee in, or you could inhale, lift the left arm up, and then the elbow to the outside. And move into that twist in a way that makes sense for you. And as you inhale, it's that length through the back that you're looking for. And as you exhale, the belly drawing in and twisting. So even though you might kind of look as if you're just not doing very much, it's that internal movement that is helping you go a little bit further into that, or to a place that's right for your body today. Inhaling long. Exhaling to twist. And then inhale, come back to the center. Bring the hands over to the left so you can just slightly unravel that. Release the legs. Swap them over so that that left leg goes over the right. And then either having that right leg long. And if the leg is long, try to remember to press through the heel, because often it can just drop away. Drawing the knee in, over towards the right shoulder, belly drawing over to the left. Inhale the left hand up, and exhale it behind, nice and close to the pelvis if you can. Inhale to reach that right hand up and the elbow to the outside, or just giving your knee a nice hug in towards the belly and chest. And again, use the breath, inhaling long, exhaling to twist. Take another inhale. And then exhale, release, and bring the hands, the arms over to the right. Unravel. Release the legs, release the arms, and roll down onto your back. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Not together. We're going to bring the soles of the feet on the mat. And we're going to move a few times through bridge, but nothing too strenuous, just more of a kind of release through the spine than anything. So feet hip distance, press into the feet, engage the legs, lifting and lengthening up. The hands might be just away from the body, palms up. And as you exhale, just soften back down. And you could do that 2 or 3 times more, or if you feel like you do want to pause at the top and interlace the hands underneath, roll the shoulders underneath, then you can pause there. And either way, just make sure that the knees are drawing towards one another so that you're engaging the legs. But if you're, feeling quite fatigued, then you can just allow yourself to inhale up and down, not feeling that you need to force anything there, just letting your body release and relax. And then the next time that you exhale and come down, no rush to get there, just the next time, just release. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Have a little rock side to side. And then we'll bring the knees a little bit wide, Take the hands in between the legs to take the ankles. So you're very soft, happy baby. Shoulders soft, chin towards chest, lower back lengthening. Just notice how the body feels as you begin to slow down. And pause a bit more now. You can either stay there or you could go into a fuller happy baby, bringing the soles of the feet into the air if you haven't already. If that just feels better for you, do that. But really this is more about that releasing of the back onto the earth. Just stay in that softer happy baby if you need to, or go back to it. And then take another inhale. And then as you exhale, release that left foot onto the mat. And then we're going to lengthen that right leg into the air. So you could bring the two peace sign fingers around the big toe, the right toe, and straighten the leg. Or you could interlace the hands around the right thigh. That's certainly my preferred option, because the backs of my legs are just not that open. It allows me to drop the shoulders down, chin to the chest, and press through the heel, the right heel. So just kind of gradually lengthening that leg, no forcing, and feel as if the pelvis could be level as well. So drop the kind of femur bone down into the hip, allowing it to ground rather than lift. Take another inhale. And you can either stay there or you could begin to lift the head and chest and walk the hands up the leg. So drawing up, taking the shoulder blades off the mat. But keep space between the chin and the chest, so you're not creating issues into the neck. Keep the right heel pressing away, and then you might even lengthen the left leg. Take another inhale, and then as you exhale, slowly release down. Briefly come back to your happy baby. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, bring the right foot onto the mat. You can lengthen that left leg. If taking the big toe works for you, then do that, or interlace behind the thigh. Pressing the heel, gradually pressing the heel away and lengthening that leg. But notice the pelvis, notice the hips, try and level them off. Try and allow that leg to feel heavy and grounded, as much as it might be lifting. Shoulders soft, chin towards chest, no issues in the neck. Take another long inhale, and as you exhale, lifting head and chest if you want to there, drawing the hands up the leg and keeping that gap between chin and chest. Imagine an apple between chin and chest. You might lengthen right leg. And you might gradually draw that left leg in towards the head, head and chest in towards the leg. Take another long inhale, and then as you exhale, release. Drawing the knees in, little rock side to side. And then we'll do a side twist, or a twist. So if you have a favorite one, go there. Otherwise, you could bring the feet down, bring the hips over to the right slightly, then draw the knees back in and bring the knees to the left. And then once the knees and the hips stack, allow that left shoulder to move over to the left and bring the right shoulder towards the mat. Maybe back to that cactus arms if that allows the shoulders to release, or just allowing the arms to be somewhere that makes sense and that you can rest. And you can allow that twist to kind of happen. Very little effort. And let your awareness be with your senses. Be with your sense of smell, your sense of taste, your sense of sight, even though the eyes might be closed, your sense of touch, and hearing. Being with your senses and saying to yourself, for this I am grateful. For this I am grateful to be able to have all of my senses working so that I can fully engage and connect in life. For this I am grateful. And then bringing to mind the people in your life that you are close with, your family, your friends, partner, maybe colleagues. Seeing their faces, feeling their energy. Say to yourself, for this I am grateful. And then take another long deep breath in, letting that gratitude land within. Long exhale. And then coming back to the center when you're ready. You might want to pause, do any little movements before you go on to the other side. But just shift the hips over to the left a little. And then bring the knees over to the right. You might need to do something slightly different, so do that on that side if you need to. And let yourself just rest on the earth again. And this time bring your attention to yourself. And know that you are a unique individual with so much to offer the world. Consider all that you have overcome in your life, all the experiences you have had, and say to yourself, for this I am grateful. Feeling that you can rest in that realization of having this life, this precious gift of a life, that we've been born into prosperity and relative peace, and perhaps wealth and health. Being able to learn and speak our truth. Perhaps say to yourself, for this I am grateful. And then taking another long deep breath in, letting it land within. And a long exhale. And then slowly making your way back. any last little movements that you need, and then move into your Shavasana. So you might have bolster under knees, or knees bent, or simply legs long. You might have the arms away from the body, or you might have them on the body. Just allow yourself to settle where there's no effort. Body heavy, relaxing. And if you feel that you've cultivated that sense of gratitude, just be with how it feels in the body and where you feel it. You know, gratitude practice is not going to be a quick fix, but you may kind of get immediate emotions. And it doesn't mean that we will always be happy and see the world with rose-tinted glasses, but rather we'll be able to accept sadness and grief. And perhaps get a better perspective on all the right things that still exist in our life, even when things feel not so great. By practicing this gratitude, we start to develop the power to combat stress, to cope with it a little bit better. It doesn't mean it goes away. It just means it doesn't control us anymore. And we can have that clear view of all the things that are lovely in our life. Becoming aware of your breath once more. Gradually begin to connect to that life-giving breath. Slightly longer, slightly deeper. When you feel ready to bring movement in, maybe it just starts at the toes, the fingers. Maybe the head moves side to side. And the body just gradually moves back. You might roll to one side to gently come back up. And maybe even the eyes might stay closed so that you keep that light on your inner world just for a little bit longer. Feel that this gratitude can help you to just move through your days with a little bit of ease and lightness and a smile on your face. Bringing the palms together at the heart. Closing with one Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. Thank you for your practice. Namaste.